Hello, guys. It's Letty. I am doing another celebrity spotlight session. So, our spotlight person of today, as you've read in the comments, or the title rather, is Spike Lee. What can I say about this man? So first of all, um, he's the outspoken director who has had a career in film that spans almost 40 years. He's 39. His first movie came out in 1986. She's Gotta Have It. I actually remember when it came out. Um, I didn't go to see that. I remember my mother, somebody was taking, I think it was, she talked about it. I think she liked it. And actually financed his first film with credit cards. He was determined to go out on his own. So always remember, guys, that you can accomplish your goals. I'm a firm believer in not creating debt to do things as much as possible. I don't think we can completely avoid it sometimes, especially with this economy, but I try very, very hard to just try to budget and save for things. But anyway, that's another video. Here I go drifting off into another place. So he did that and got his film She's Gotta Have It started. And that kind of started his own, he was able to start his own production company and things like that because the film made so much money. The film was black and white. I think that was a cost decision. So it was unique in a lot of ways. I never saw the movie officially, but I've heard good things about it. So he's outspoken. I mean, he speaks his mind, and I actually appreciate people that are truthful. I like to have conversations with them because I know they're not gonna blow smoke up my behind. Basically, they're gonna tell me the truth, and sometimes truth is needed. Um, he has let's see. All his movies definitely, whether you like them or not, they strike a chord with people. They touch a nerve. They are, they're talked about. So he has definitely left his mark in film, and I will never take that away from him. And I'm going to list what I believe, to me, out of all the films he's done, because we got good movies, we got bad, we got this, that, the other. That's from every director, so it's not just exclusive to him. But I think these three films, and I'm going to talk about them briefly. I've talked about them in other films, in other videos, but I think that these were the catalysts of, not catalyst, wrong word. They are the epitome of great filmmaking. I'm going to say that he definitely uh, uh, superseded any expectations that anyone has of film. Um, from black directors, he went over the top with these three films, and it's a shame that I don't think that they got. I think out of the three, they got one Oscar nomination, and it's unfortunate. So let's start with Malcolm X. I've seen other films talking about Malcolm X, the civil rights leader, the Muslim that we know Malcolm X, the civil rights leader from the '60s, part of the Nation of Islam, and you know he was gunned down, unfortunately, by his own people. And this film, I think that Denzel he's so much embodied this man. You can tell that extensive studies were done, that he has studied this man, his gestures, his walks, his talks. He just he's just the epitome of a Malcolm X. Like this was the best performance of someone doing Malcolm X. A lot of films have done Malcolm X. Malcolm X has been a part of a lot of films, or people have done Malcolm X, rather, I mean to say. And Denzel just went to the very, very top of the mountain with his performance. It was so very good. You felt like you were actually looking at Malcolm and the real Malcolm. Like, that's when an actor has really, really done the study, they've done the work. He did the work, he put the work in. He's always a great actor whenever he does, but Denzel, I really feel like this is one of his best performances, and it's a shame that he never got an Oscar for this role. It's god awful. This film definitely, and I know there's this we have speculations about why, and we just know things. This is a controversial film about a controversial person that was not, the most popular in the mainstream eye. So it's very hard for people to be biased and just look at performance, not the maybe how you feel about what he said. And it's very difficult for people to do that. And I know how to separate that. I can give someone credit and then not agree with them, but I just think that the performance should have been looked at. I mean, a second time from the Oscar. I'm really still like, why does this man not have an Oscar for this role? I love the fact the ones that he got, he definitely deserved those, but he should have got one for this. So that's just my opinion. So Spike Lee's direction is just, he has this thing also that he does where he has people on, they're walking, but they're on a, like they're it's a they have, that's something that's totally unique. I've never seen in anyone else's films that Spike Lee does. He has them on the kind of a cart or crane, and they're he's simulating they're walking, but we can see that especially toward the end of this film that he's in deep thought, and he's heading towards the I think the ballroom where he's gonna be assassinated, and you can tell deep in thought. He has the beautiful song of Sam Cooke's um what's the name of that song? I'll put it in the caption. Beautiful song to go with what this man was probably going through his head. Beautiful shot. That is just perfection, sheer perfection. So anyway, Malcolm X. As you know, I said I love Malcolm X. I think that's his best film ever. I really do. The best film he's ever made. Do the Right Thing. This movie came out in 1989. This is what really put Spike. This movie put Spike on the map. His other films were great too, of course. This movie was the one that everybody started to like. Whoa, who is this? Who is this guy? It is It's about racial relations. It takes place in Brooklyn, New York. I think that's where he's from. Most of his films are in New York. I think that is where he's from. I'll put it in the captions. I'm not 100% clear on that, so let me make sure I got my facts right. Do the Right Thing doesn't take sides. Do the Right Thing is just a study of race relations from a lot of different perspectives. A lot of people have their opinions about this, that, and the other, and it doesn't take sides, and it just kind of gives a more of a well-rounded. It's not like this person's right, this person's wrong. It just kind of studies it, and it erupts into this hot uh, um, um, escalated war, towards the end of the film, and we see a tragedy occur, and everyone will take something from that tragedy. And it's not just the black people, it's not just the Italian people, it's not the Jewish people or the Chinese people. It's everyone. Everyone's going to take something from this tragedy, and that is great filmmaking. He's not just doing a run-of-the-mill racism film. He's showing all perspectives, and that is brilliant. This is a brilliant film. It's the soundtrack. Once again, you have Public Enemy, and then you got Rosie Perez doing her dance in the beginning. I'm telling you, it's almost like aggression in the dance choreography. It's saying a lot. It's saying a lot. And then you have Public Enemy blasting that song "Fight the Power," which was a huge. That was a huge back then. So anyway, guys, that film, check that out. If you don't see no other film, see that film. Do the right thing. Jungle Fever. I've already talked about Jungle Fever, but Jungle Fever it has so many. Spike had a lot to say doing Jungle Fever, guys. I'm gonna tell you, because you could almost take Jungle Fever and divide it into 3 movies. Now I'm gonna tell you, you got the interracial affair that he's dealing with and trying to navigate with that, because you got people on both sides. First of all, the affair is wrong, but then it's interracial. I think that just adds to the drama with already being adultery, cheating on your wife, and then you cheat on her with a white person, and then your wife's history. Your wife is mulatto, and she's had a lot of racism toward her from on both sides, and they examine that. So you got that going on in this film. Then you got his brother, who's played by Spike Lee, Samuel Jackson, which gives a wonderful performance. He should have been nominated for an Oscar. And he's on drugs, so you're dealing with that dynamic with his parents. So you're dealing with that, and then you have when the wife that's been cheated on by Wesley Snipes' character, she has her session with her friends, and she, they talk about stuff here. So you literally have 3 or 4 different things going on at the same time. This film it's a great film. It's balanced, but it's a lot of messages here. You can do, like I said, you could have done 2 or 3 films from this one. You can just go in a lot of directions. And it's also dealing with race and taboo, and people being curious about other races of people and this and that. And it examines it, and it tells a lot of stories here. It's a lot going on, and it's very entertaining. It's a long movie, but when you're watching a good movie, you don't even see the time go by. I'm like, man, this movie's long. I had to look and see that it's a long movie. I think it's over 2 hours, if I'm not mistaken, but I'll put it up here in the comment section now. In the tab. Now, the things that I do not care for with Spike Lee, those are my likes. He made a movie called Chiraq a few years ago. Now, guys, I've said I'm from Chicago, and we definitely have our issues. I will not deny that. I didn't like the title. I didn't know what direction he was going in. I really don't know if he made a point. Honestly, the best part of the film was seeing, we have a guy, a pastor, Catholic pastor called Father Flager that's in Chicago. And this man has actually he's a white gentleman. He has been in our neighborhood, for many, many years. He's still there. He has fought for black causes in the black neighborhood. He used to go to the stores when I was a kid and they used to sell crack pipes openly in the stores back in the 80s. And he went around there and he called it out. And I actually wrote him a letter, and I told him I love what he does and I appreciate him and things like that. And this man actually wrote back. To see him in that film, and then Jennifer Hudson was in there. Those were the best aspects of the Chiraq movie. But the other stuff, I don't know where Spike was going. And it's really crazy. It's overly sexual too. I just don't like all of that. It makes us look really, it doesn't make us look good at all. But I did enjoy to see that my pastor, he's not I don't go to attend his church, but I'm very supportive of what he's done. He has done a lot for the black community in Chicago. Father Flager, Seeing him and seeing Jennifer Hudson, Chicago natives, in the film was wonderful. But other than that, this movie, I just don't get it. I don't know what was happening here. Not necessary. Over sex scenes, crazy, all over the place. Spike, what was happening here? I don't like the way he goes in on Tyler Perry. I know the history with the he with the dressing up in drag and all that. I know that, but Tyler Perry has a certain type of audience, and Tyler Perry is going to cater to his audience. I think it's room for everybody. Spike has never really done a comedy. He's not a comedy director per se. But Tyler Perry's always done a lighthearted side of life, and I think there's a place for all of that. I think all that black directors, we should all be well-rounded. You could all go to Spike Lee does his thing, and I think Spike should respect what Tyler Perry does. And I know he's going to a whole history thing, and you could talk about this from now to noontime, but respect Tyler for what he does and his craft, and that's what he chose to do. Like Jordan Peele does something else, and then you got another director that does this. So there's room for everyone to shine. So I think you should give him support. One more thing, and then I'm gonna get out of here. I think I made my point. Okay, yes, that's it. Okay, so anyway, guys, I know this was long, but I had a lot to say about Spike Lee. This man is the undisputed. I have utmost respect for this gentleman. He has done his thing over 40 years and still making great films. And I do like what he does for the most part. Just a couple of things. I just had to point those things out. But Spike, much respect to you. Keep doing what you do, and you will always be a hero of mine. I respect you. I respect your grind. I do. So anyway, guys, that's all I have for you to say. Thank you so very much for watching and subscribing. I got new subscribers, and it's just, you guys warm my heart. And when I think about it, I'm so thankful and grateful for you to be listening to my little self. And I could talk about movies from now to now. I love movies. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching my video, supporting my channel. Like, comment, and subscribe. And take care. Have a good one. Bye.